Guys, hold on fast. Justice Department, Joe Biden. I got you on here today. Pull up, I gotta get on my other thing. And Yellow Breezy. Because I feel like we got the YouTube channel. We got everything that we does right now. And I feel like the events that happened in 2019, y'all was watching. And I want the Justice Department to hear me because I'm going to tell them I'm on YouTube. And I'm on YouTube. But Yellow Breezy think this is a game. Dallas, Texas think this is a game. And I want you to hear me because after I get off here, I'm gonna tell the Justice Department that I was on YouTube and I was talking to you guys, and I did a YouTube channel and put everybody on it. And I just think us not being in court right in this situation, y'all was watching me on social media. Obama, Michelle Obama, every news channel. And you know, y'all know Yellow Breeze and them lie. Obama and them know that he's lied. So we asked him when everybody was watching me in that hotel and fights was breaking out in that hotel and everybody. I had asked for Andrew, the governor Andrew, and everybody to be in 2000 CNN and everybody to be there. So I want them to know something with truth and honesty and be given. Yellow Breezy, Dallas, Texas ain't willing to give that. Even y'all was watching me, they still is not able to tell the truth to God. But I want you to know, God say, I want you to know how he gonna lose when he goes to court, when everything goes on, how he going to lose and I file a complaint on the industry. He gonna lose because y'all was watching. You're gonna lose because Trump and everybody know that I call Rockefeller and he lying on Jay-Z and Beyonce. He gonna lose to those things because y'all said and Ernie said, I got my eyes on the prize. And bam, Capitol Hill and all the rest of them. They're gonna lose. Let me tell you what's going on. There's been a lot of people taking the mayor side in this, and the mayor have done wrong, and the mayor have said racist things in Dallas. When I was in Arlington and going to Six Flags about 2019 and 20, Mexican was saying, "Oh, stay out, let it go." No, you can't say that because this is bigger than you. This is bigger than you. And right now, I got the Justice Department on here on YouTube, and I want them to hear this. I want you to hear when God say we saw in Yellow Breeze in the state of Texas for 30 million, 40 million, the Dallas Police Department apiece for 30 million apiece for damages, terrorism, lying, deception coming from the rap community. And we assume him. I want him to hear me. God wanted him in me. I want Yellow Breezy to hear me, and I want everybody from the Justice Department. So I'm on my YouTube right now, and I put at the Justice Department, bam. And I want them to hear me because this is a serious matter. Because Dallas, Texas, and the state of Texas taking God for a joke. Yellow Breezy manager taking God for a joke. Andrew, I have asked for Andrew and Obama and everybody to step up about this situation because they are laughing in the face of America. They are laughing in the face. Let me tell you, I'm suing McDonald's right now because McDonald Corporation called me out of my name, stupid and retarded, and I'm one of God's children, and I believe in God. Brahms was racial profiling me in there. We know the deal of talking about Social Security. We know that misconduct when we talk about Social Security and we talk about those things on social media. And we know what is going on here. But I want the Justice Department to hear me. Yellow Breezy would not win. God say would not win. I told Boosie when he step outside of his house, I want him to know God. I want him to know truth and honesty. I want Yellow Breezy. I want the state of Texas to know truth and honesty. I want the hip hop community to know truth and honesty that's being given here in America. This day forward, God said we are going to make history. This day forward. And I want them to hear me. I want them to hear me because as soon as I get out of here, I want them to hear me. All that threatened family, all that lying that's going on in Dallas and Fort Worth, and all the rest of them, and the mayor and them, I want them to hear me. Let me tell you something. When I tell these kids they can have me, if you believe in God, you can have me. There's nothing that we can't do together when we attacking things and be able to be greater. And I want them to know something that's greater and bigger in this situation that we got going on in this community. Let me tell you something. He took everybody for a joke. He took everybody. So I'm gonna yell at Breezy to hear me because I'm gonna tell the Justice Department I put them on YouTube and I put Biden and everybody on YouTube and put Yellow Breezy and I let Bump B. Trail stand for truth. And I want Bump B to hear me. Trail stand for truth. Pimp C have always kept it real. And he talked about the music. They have so many selfish people that came trying to come up in Dallas and lie in Carrollton, Texas. Women that's being manipulated. No, you're going to lose. God said you're going to lose because Obama and them was with me. And this community can't accept that. This community can't accept that Yellow Breeze and them lied and the rest of them Trap Boy Freddy and they smile. They can't accept that God is winning. They can't accept that when God is winning. On May the 17th, gang members was laughing at me. Dude was laughing at me. No, God said this ain't far from over. This ain't far from over. When I left that courtroom, May the 17th, this ain't far from over. This ain't far from over. Suing you for 30 million and a damage, a deception, and lying to your fans. Let me tell you what the Justice Department and Obama and them know. That I was on social media. Other foreign leaders was watching me on UP Live. And then let me tell you, no, my fan base is bigger than Trap Boyfriend. I'm not out to argue with people. I'm not out to do that. When I came back from Atlanta and I was communicating with people and all that, the street Birdman said the streets don't keep it real, but God don't care if you keep it real. God is gonna care if you keep it real. You know, I told one thing, Beyonce, I ain't with all of that blocking people. God needs you. You and Jay-Z. We need you. We need you. God say it's time to get on the road. It's time to get on the road. The Texas Music Office was wrong. The mayor, Nim, was wrong. The Texas, I just sued the $30 meal suit on racism from the Texas legislature. I want them to hear me because the words that was said, no, don't think about my words. The words that was said in Carrollton, Texas, you're stupid, you're retarded. Let's talk about what was said to McDonald's when I win this suit. Let's talk about the words that were said in Walmart when I worked there, when I was in the deli, retarded, dumb, bad, trying to bash me in front of customers. Let's talk about those things, what was said. And God said, everything, when we talk about what was at 12:16, everything you speak about is the truth. Everything you speak about what happened in that other Walmart at Addison was the truth. I didn't just have my eyes on one person while I was just talking to an employee in Addison, Dallas. I was looking around, seeing the people that's talking shit and saying racist things. My eyes was on everybody. And they're going to be able to see that in the spirit when I said they're going to be able to see that God is testing you. God is testing you, Justice Department. When you go over to see when I was on that clock, and you will be able to see when I was working at 2019 and I was interacting with the customers and the jealousy and the spirit of genuine employees, you're going to be able to see that. Can you pay attention to the spirit of facial expression of jealousy? See me interacting with the customer. Me doing what I'm told got me in trouble because co-workers didn't like that. God said, you see me interacting with customers and see how other people acting, in the business? A Walmart, can you see Jane? Can you see Robert? Can you see the marketing manager? Can you see all of those things? And when a U-Haul corporate office came looking at me with racism right in the deli, they was listening to God said, you can't see that. When I was in that deli in that back room, let me tell you something. I want them to hear me because we're not taking this to court. When they call me, I want them to hear me with Walmart. I want them to hear me because we're not taking them to court. They used to call me. Let me tell you when Doug Miller took my Walmart idea and I was calling because I'm on YouTube right now. I want everybody to hear me. Everybody that been on my channel right now because I want him. God said I want him, the Justice Department, to hear me. I want the Justice Department to hear me with this situation. I want them to hear me. When I was calling Walmart in 2019, I was on my other social media platform and I had Walmart number. And it tells you on every social media, when I was calling Walmart and that stuff, it tells you on every social media, do you want your phone contacts to connect with your social media contacts, right? So everybody on your phone and is going to connect with your social media. So those things, when they took my van idea, those are my van's ideas. Those are my van ideas that Walmart it tells you that on your social media platforms, on your phone contacts, any social media, you put it like I had Jessica number in my phone. It tells you that Jessica was following me on TikTok. It tells me that. It tells you, do you want your phone contacts to connect with your social media? Everybody in your phone contacts gonna know. So I've had Walmart corporate office in my phone and I'm talking about ideas from the van and talk about delivering. What that means. Let's tell the people why I wasn't incompetent. Because I wasn't say I was a Walmart CEO. Let me tell you, I told the Justice Department to tell them, don't change your mind about me. God said, because God never changed his mind about me when he believed in me and never have faith in me. I always been a part of God. God said, I want them Walmart to keep their promise. I want them to keep their promise behind one man's selfish behavior and line. They say, what they told me at Walmart? God said, when Ryder said, this ain't the best place for you. No, God said, this ain't the best place for you because I see jealousy. I see the spirit of you. I see what your behavior. This marketing manager came in that building, and this marketing manager from another place came in Carrollton, Texas, interested in me to do business. And this marketing manager, she was acting jealousy in the spirit and electronics passing by us. So let me tell you something. Something was going on in here. Trump knows something. Trump knows when he's talking about me, other people are not going to agree. When he talks about Social Security, and other people are not going to agree, especially them and the tax dollars that was going on, and all the rest of that. That's going to have racism in business. Trump know these things. Trump been watching me for a long time, and he knows with everything that comes with it. And this person right here, he a politic. Don't believe nothing he said because you know, we having our difference, and everybody want to have a debate and all the rest of these things. But Trump knows Trump. I don't hold a get a grudge when Joe talk about Social Security and tax dollars. Because you know what? People in these businesses don't agree with the same value as God's children. Don't believe that we are treated as equal in our 14th Amendment. When Trump was speaking up and throwing punchlines at me, I don't believe nothing he said, because this is bigger than that. This is about us not getting treated. God, when Trump was talking about Social Security, this is about us not being treated right, and God, children with disabilities not getting treated right in the business. But let me tell you something. Names was being called, and I had to file a racial complaint. God told me to do it. He lifted my hand and went to civilrights.com, and he lifted my hands. And he told me, Hubert, we need to look at this all from all ends. When Abraham Lincoln worked at 14th Amendment, we need to look at it all in. What was saved in that McDonald's? Who looked at me? I feel like I was in an episode of Life with Martin went in there between Mexican and black and how they was looking at me with racism. That's how I felt. When I go to the civil rights thing, that's how I felt. So let me tell you something. God said something as big is coming to me. And he said, I just not talking about by words. I'm talking about by spirit. Feeling the spirit of the flag. I told and yeah, I told the Justice Department and I told Obama and them, I said, when Lil Boosie, and he said I'm a rat, and people say, no, y'all all busy trying to come up. That's what y'all selfish people. Y'all would do anything to come up instead of doing things. You know what that Carrollton police told me? You doing everything. I done picked up 50 books so far. When I was in Addison, Texas, and we're gonna talk about it, I'm asking people shaking their hand and looking confused at me picking up a book. I picked up 30 books for racism in a car, sitting the spirit of Addison, Texas, in that movie theater. But I want the Justice Department to hear me. Yellow Breezy will not win. He's smiling. He's still working. He will not win. But by Doug Miller lying, the rest of them lying, you messed up business for us. Everything that I'm telling you is truth and honesty. Doug Miller ain't being truth and honesty. He don't know nothing about honor. And people want to look and do our women want to act jealous in the Holy Spirit because I'm fighting for something greater. Because you fighting for name calling, thing character, and they mad, and we see the spirit of them. Look at me, all you want with your nigga. Look at me, look at Tender Look. But let me tell McDonald's something. There was wrong for racism words in that McDonald's. There was wrong. That girl named Brittany, when I had that book in my hand, you can't read, you stupid and retarded. God said, how you like that? How you like these things, what has been done? I want the Justice Department to hear me, because after I get on here, I'm going to tell them, I put them, their name, and I went on YouTube because I want them to hear me. And I want Bump B to hear me, because God said, you're not going to stop my career. You're not going to stop me from blossoming. You're not going to stop me from doing these things because you want to lie as a community and you want to lie to come up. No harm should come to me and my family. When I picked up a book and they lied, everybody talking about you'll get killed. No, they'll get killed for lying. God said, I'm protecting my family, protecting when we being honest. They was already watching. But the mayor don't want to take a responsibility. And I told you, and I told the Justice Department, he said racist words. And this is all about personality. This is all about mindset. My mindset always been strong. But you know what I told people in Dallas County? I told them, because Biden and Yellow Breeze and Bumby, I hope Bumby, God said our American nation win. You know what I tell Dallas County? You know what I told the million I messaged each other? Your words, telling your people you gonna take care of corruption don't mean nothing. But watching your words of racism against God's children and know everybody is not able to get an education that's fair. But let me tell you, I found out something. I'm not going to complain about it. God said, don't depend on Walmart to make things happen. Don't depend on Texas businesses to make things happen. You know, don't depend on those things when you grow. Don't depend on those things to make you grow. And no, you can laugh all you want. I bet you I focus on me. I bet you I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna have books in my house. I'm gonna educate ourselves. We got so much growth to do. When we buy that big house with that flag, I'm gonna get that 14th Amendment built on them. I'm gonna get a statue of Abraham Lincoln built on my property. You know what, God? We're gonna rock this world. We're gonna rock this world. God said, I got your back. That American flag said, I got your back. I told Joe Biden and I told the Justice Department, they got a big showing song on by Lil Wayne. This is deep. If giving your point crosses the line, just hope somebody remember that. And I want Joe Biden to look at that. You cross it with dignity and you cross it with respect. Let me let me let me let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I read the lay in the arms of Taylor Swift, the lay in the arms of lions in the city. And I'm gonna keep it real. God said I read the lay in the arms of Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez, the lay in the arms of lies in this city. You hear me? And that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department. I read the lay in the arms of Taylor Swift, the lay in some lying piece of shit woman in Dallas, Texas, and all the rest of these lying people. I read the lay in the arms of Taylor Swift and somebody else, the lay in the arms of bullshit. You hear me? I don't want nothing to do with these conniving ass women. And God said, they're not worthy of me. They're not worthy and all because something you don't want the blueprint is not worthy of me. Everybody took me for a joke in Dallas, Texas, and Carrollton, Texas. No, you're not worthy of me. I'd rather be single and do what I need to do to focus on me. No, God said, I don't want nothing to do with you, man. God said that they can't come with truth and honesty and all the rest of this. I want nothing to do with these fake ass women. You can keep your damn money. Your money don't mean nothing to when it's real. When it's speaking about real. When it's coming to truth. Your money, your rap, you want to tell me you deserve to be where they lying ass at. But people want to be jealous. You're gonna lose those things. And people talking about winning with that sneaky stuff. Let me tell that Justice Department. Same thing I told them with that Justice Department. You took Yellow Breezy and MO3 side, them niggas that you down for. Leave me alone. God said you bury, you stay where they at. You stay where they at. You hear me? You stay where they at. Let me tell you something. My relationship, my past relationships have to stay where they at. Sabine and them have to stay where they at. All the rest of them have to stay. Mirza have to stay. Well, yeah, he ain't gonna be able to get nothing off me. Him in Dallas and Carrollton, Texas, no right. You ain't gonna be able to win. God said you ain't gonna be with because we're gonna help from the universe. Something bigger from that. When you believe in something greater and you believe something powerful, I want nothing to do with them. I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to stay strong to find the bigger purpose, a powerful love that to be bothered with my past and lying and people that's being bothered with jealousy. I'd rather stay strong than be bothered with jealousy behavior. And that's how I'm feeling. I'd rather be strong. You got all of my music. You hear me? They interacted with that connection. And found a model girl from Dallas, Texas. No, interacting with that connection because of the belief system. We having so much trickery going on, so much deception going on. You let me tell you what I told the Justice Department. I told the DEA, the civil rights. Every time they push this back, that's another 30 million. It's going to cost the DEA. That's a 30 million of racism. That's going to be penalized every time when I file the civil rights complaint. That means the DEA in the state of Texas with their lying ass behavior with the mayor. No, God said we want nothing to do. Same with these Walmart employees. People want to pass you up. You turn me down, you deserve to stay where you at. Let me get up there. I told my brother yesterday, look, I ain't looking for no fake shit. If it's going to be a one-night stand, fuck all of that bullshit at the end of the day. It's going to be like that. But I'm not just supporting him because they trying to make me mix business and talk about different topics. It's a situation that I'm going through with other women with the Justice Department. And this is where the bad misconduct is at, where I have to talk about different issues of opening up more and socializing and doing these things. So how do you make sense for all of that? I just told the Justice Department one of the things that I worked at Walmart and the thing I had with my employees, people was borrowing money from me and the manager, Anthony, and he yeah, and I asked for it back. They tried to take advantage of me. And that's when a manager do those things and not keep it real with you and treat you bad. And that caused where that's caused conflict at when people can't take advantage of you and they see you having things. No, if you're gonna say you gonna pay people back, you gonna pay people back. That's money coming out of my pocket. And I talked about them and let's talk about honesty where employees try to take advantage of me, not just business wise and financial wise. And when they can't get second and third time out of me, it caused the problem, you know, because you didn't pay me back. You know, you didn't pay me back. No, you say no, you said you're gonna pay something, keep your word. And that would cause the problem at Walmart. Let's talk about it. Everything that I'm telling you, Judgment Miller want to talk to me face to face. No, baby, let's talk. We can talk on social media. We can have this debate on social media. Let me tell you, your employees in that room, your employees at 1216, put me in that room and racial profile me, call me out of my name, that Mexican and Felicia, throw racist shots at me. Let's talk about what was said up in that room and what the racist shots was throwing at me. Let's talk about when Russell and them pulled me up in that room and why that woman said that woman said, fuck you. Let's talk about that. Grizz would be disappointed. And I want the Justice Department to hear me. Grizz to be disappointed. One thing what Grizz did not do, what something Grizz worked at 1216, even though I didn't have my CBLs to work that Fort Cliff, even though I didn't have my CBLs to work that electric pallet jack. You know what Grizz did? You know what he did with me? He said, heck it. I don't care about this racist thing going on. We dealing with the same person that don't got the same color skin in me. And he learned how to accept me. He learned how to say, he would put this vest on. Take this fake ass Walmart badge on. And I'm sorry for cussing. Take this Walmart badge on. And he said, Hubert, I'm going to show you how to do something. He took me at 1216. There's a building right at 1216 in Carrollton. He took me more than 3 or 4 times to go over there. And he took me over there. Yes, I want the Justice Department to hear me. No leadership. Desmond Miller don't know leadership. Grizz was leadership. Grizz was leadership. He took me to NASCAR. Grizz was leadership. He didn't. We talking about the person that when he was out there in that Fort Cliff, and he was out there in that Fort Cliff, and he said, Hubert, I see what Charles and them doing. I see what Charles and them doing in you. No, I ain't gonna let this go on. Charles, let me tell you what Grizz did. Every sometime at night, when they sit up there in that parking lot, Grizz would get that Fort Cliff, and he would tell me to get that scrap, and he would put those cars out when they stand it out there in that parking lot, when the employees stand it out there in that parking lot. I tell them as the person I did music with, when I was getting treated bad, Diamond, Baby Mama, because I know her, my old friend Baby Mama, know her, and know her in those things. My old friend Baby Mama talked about things. And my old friend said, Hubert, what's going on? She talking to somebody else, and she came in there and talked and tell me, Hubert, what's going on? And I tell them, I don't like how they treat me. She knows something was up. A person from Ticket to Work program came up in there and talked to them. And it started by me letting the Ticket to Work program come up to there and letting us get paid by the government. One day they told me, Hubert, don't go to work. Let's see. Let me see. I believe in it. Let me see that getting paid. And I tried to call the call center, and the call center hung up in my face. And I trying to tell them about the situation, what was going on, and they just cut me off. You're not giving me time to even tell you, oh, they lied to me and told me to ticket the work program. You're not even giving me a chance to tell you why I'm going to transition into job. Give me a chance to show you what is going on here and why I'm trying to not fall off and get a part-time job and try not to let these racist companies make me fall. When he went to talk to them at Walmart and he said I can't do it. And my mama, they called my mom. I went to Justice Department to hear me. They called my mom and asked me to come back. And they decided to put me in that room after that ticket to work program, come back in there and pull me up in there because I want them to hear me. To pull me back in that room and tell me racist thing. Racism walked away from me 5 times, 6 times, Charles and them. Even when I was at that what racism does. When you look at that clock, racism turn their head at you. That what racism does. Racism. Let me tell you, the same thing I tell you right now. We got 5 people. And when I met Charles in orientation, 5 people on the left, 5 people on the right. I'm on one end and the other person. He can throw punchline at everybody being successful. But Charles looked at me with racism in his eyes. We can stop talking about it. We can stop doing everything. But we see racism in the spirit. And we got to be able to identify those things. And that's what Charles was about. That's what Jeff was about. Let me tell you something. If I get my brother here and I tell my brother, hold up, all right, if I want him to get a claim that he confronted Anthony about it after I confronted him about me owing money, your Walmart employed me owing me money, and write that down and send it and fax it to to fax it to fax it, so I can tell my brother to fax it to the Justice Department, right? That he confronted Anthony about it, and I confronted about it, and I confronted them about it, right? So everything I'm telling the Justice Department and the civil rights leader is the truth. So if you want more proof, you can get it, baby. The Joe Biden is on here. Yellow Breeze, I want Joe Biden in here. All that stuff with all the rest of them that's here. Names was being called in. No, I want to tell the Justice Department. At 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, when they kicked me out that apartment, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night, I stood by that Garland cemetery, by that Walmart cemetery. And I stood there, and people terrorized me, intimidated me, saying names out the car. And you know what I said? God said, you have nowhere near fall yet. You have nowhere near fall. You have nowhere fail. You have nowhere for you. God said this ain't over with. Nobody don't know what was done at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, at 1 o'clock at night in that community in Garland. And I want to tell you, that police officer, that police officer was in Garland. He saw racism coming from the Garland Walmart, the Garland Library. He saw racism. Let me tell you why people think they treat me like that at 12-16. I always been intelligent. I always been at the, I never was high. Don't come at me with that, with that situation. Don't you never do that with me. Don't you never question God. I want to tell them at 12, you're going to try to say many things and many excuses. Don't you never question those things. I done came up with many ideas from Walmart. Even if I smoke weed, that should not let drugs define us. Yeah, I smoked weed a couple of times. That should not define us. That should not be able to define us. I haven't smoked in about 5 years now. But that's not that I haven't smoked weed in about 5 years. But that should not, I haven't smoked weed in about 5 years. That should not define us. Let's talk about what name that was called out in that McDonald's and that attorney general. We already told her after I made the complaint, I wanted 30 million from the McDonald's and arrested them. And after I made that complaint, they the DA looked in the courtroom at me. No, because you think I wouldn't fight for myself when my state attorney talking about their tax dollars with that lawsuit? No, baby. I know the system. I know the keys. I know the things of it. I try to give that state of Texas, the benefit of the doubt. God tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then I hear God say, look, we don't got time to be wasted in this format. Because Joe Biden is going to hear me. Joe Biden. And I want to tell the community, and I want to tell every woman. I told Doug Miller, and I told the Walmart and Justice Department, I know why, even when I was off the clock at 1 o'clock, we know why I was also getting in with the customers about my relationship and about having a person or not. We know those things, okay? I'm not trying to start on with customers. Let's move on. The Walmart customers from Carrollton, when I was working there, let's move on and move past this, and we can all grow from it. No, right now it's just me staying single. Too much confusion at this moment, and me staying single at this moment until I find that right one. That can be the most important thing with that situation. But I told them I was getting at it with customers and their daughters and their kids while their kids was in line. They was going at it with me when I came in with my baby mama eating off the clock about me. And I don't want to start no trouble. Everybody move past this. By Goodman Miller not listening, he made me do this. I'm from New Orleans. So we understand me and the kids having conflict. Okay? We understand when they come in there with their parents, we are having conflict, okay? And we understand those things. I understand things when business is business and we have value and those things are causing problems, okay? But everybody don't know things. We have to be willing to guide those things. So I know the conflict I had with my baby mama. I know the conflict that I had with that situation. Okay. So I know when we're talking about businesses and conflict and dealing with customers and customers, buyers there. I know the conflict with those things. Okay. I know when they told my baby mama to go to another store because that was causing conflict with the customers. I know these things when it was causing conflict with the customer. So these things I know where they don't hardly let baby mom and them work at the same Walmart together. I know these things. Sometimes even you're not able to date each other and work at the same Walmart in the local business. I know these things. So it caused too much conflict. So I know these things about what's the problem in this situation. So we understand these things and understand these things and how we do things. Understand the conflict that we have. So, and that's what the main thing, understand those things. But every customer that came in there, they said, Hugo, I see you trying. I see you trying. You're doing a good job. Keep it up and you'll get it.
Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to a bonus.
So I understand the conflict. Understand the conflict, what's going on, and I understand those matters. Let me tell you something. I went to the Justice Department. I talked to other kids in other high schools around the world and other people that's been in their education. And they say, Hubert, wait, I'm gonna stay single and we're gonna be together. I didn't cross that line with them. I didn't do none of those things when I'm talking to other people on broadcasts. I didn't do none of those things. These are people I talked on lie me. There were other people in high school and said, Hubert, they had 2 more years a year in school, whatever that is, and they want to follow their career. Yes, we understand those matters. No, I talked about when I worked at DFW Airport, and one thing when I'm in the elevator with women and these girls that traveling all over the globe and all over the globe, and and they get mad at me because I'm not making the conversation deeper. And I say, would you like me if I'm there? You know what I'm saying? That's what we think. Would you like me if I work in and if I wasn't that big? Would you accept that then? And I had some of these things in DFW Airport when I worked in 2017, 2016, 2018, 2016 when I worked there. Would you like me? I know I'm like, come on, when I'm working this, would you like me if I worked at DW Airport? Would you like me if I didn't, you know what I'm saying? If I don't have a car? Would you be able to accept all of those things? Would you still love me for me. Like Boosie said, would you still love me for me? Like my friends don't even know. Like I'm dealing with racism, Cassie, and everybody trying to talk to me, and I'm dealing with something, and I can't give you the attention when I gotta deal with stupid behavior. I can't give you the attention when I'm dealing with stupid behavior, and that's the same thing at 12, 16. When I'm dealing with people that I can't deal with those things when you want me to open up and people are being stupid in the Walmart business. And those things are causing conflict with other friends. One thing I want to tell Cassie, I don't want people to be in my business because it's too much of all the rest of the things. Let me tell you something. When I see stuff and I'm not on the clock and these women in at Walmart when I worked at 12, 16, and we tried to holler at women in Walmart, these women at 12, 16 want to turn the nigga down and want to do it because they selfish in their kind of way. I don't want to deal with none of these women that turn me down. They doing selfish ass behavior. Women that don't want a man that's independent. You know, I got on likely. Me and my friends we talked about something. They are teenagers, and they said we might don't be as rich as them, but we work hard at this as them. And I'm talking to other kids, and they got jobs, and we doing this, and me and these things. When I get on the thing and talk to other kids, and we grow that bond, and I get on the phone, and people think we no, I don't got it all, but I'm a damn hard worker, and where I work hard, I'm able to prioritize. Work is just not about money, but it's about growth. It's about not just making a paycheck. It's about growth when you make that paycheck. It's about how you can grow and expand yourself. And it's hard when you looking at life in a different way and you know you got to work constant. And I never been about that. Even when I was 14 and 15 in school, I never been about that. I was going to thrift store, job corps, going to these things, going no thrift stores. My teacher tried to take me to job corps, and they didn't deny me take me to nursing homes at Newman Smith High School. I'm leaving school early at the first time, my first year, going to job sites, going to different things at Newman. I took therapy. I took all the rest of these things when I was in a format plan. And all of these things that I was taking in all of these formats, we understand what was the bigger purpose of what my bigger goal was in life. My teaching, let me tell you something. People can say what they want. When I didn't hang out with friends and mirrors, I was in with mirrors. I was at school most of the time, summer school, hanging out with them. They wanted to go to the studio. No, I was still going to school on that, chilling at Newman Smith campus, and chilling with my teacher, learning things, going to Creekview, going into this and that. Even when I was at Mary Grimes, still doing things. People, when I had 3 more years left in school, doing all of these things and all of this. Let me tell you something. My past will stay where they belong, and that's the bottom line with that situation. You know, and I sometimes I don't want nothing to do with these people. You know, when I talked to Demira, sister, one of my friend's sister, she go to church, and she said something about they're not ready for you yet. And she go to church when she was a kid, and she still probably go to church. And I think she was talking to God because these childish ass women and everybody, they childish, man. My past won't be able to define me. I talk about in my friendship and my relationship. You let intimidation, you let words and I told my brother, look here, I can't have a female that's not strong. I can't be the only one that's strong minded and keeping my head together and not paying attention to stuff. And you're listening, and I can't do that. The thing I told you, I don't want Jessica and them to get fired. I don't want to think it. When we learn from our mistakes, and that's the best thing behind it. We learn from them. We learn from those mistakes. We learn from it. And when we learn from it, people should not be fired from learning from it. We learn from it. And I hope they learned the valuable lesson. And I hope everybody else learned that valuable lesson. Let them keep their job and let them do what they need. And I hope they learned their valuable lesson. And everybody listen. You know, one thing I told them when they was treating me bad, and Jessica started bluffing, started getting scared because I threatened to call corporate office. And I meant when they was treating me bad, I meant what I said I was going to do. And I did exactly what I said what I was going to do. I told them after time and time again what I was going to do. And I did exactly what I did. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. And I kept my damn promise when they defined their order or treat me bad. Three Walmarts. I'm asking for justice from three Walmart. Racist words and racist slugs and intimidation and doing all of these things that cause a disruption. Three Walmarts and we're going to get ours. Hey, I want to say I got to the call center. The call center changed their answer machine up. I got to the call center, and that's the most thing. They have environmental attention. Where the call center at? Where the call center? They still misbehaving themselves. And I think once they changed their answer machine up, that was the best thing. I felt relieved, like we finally got their attention. We finally got, and I meant what I said. I'm gonna tell you, I said they told me to watch my mouth. When you gonna stop hanging up in my face? I'm gonna watch my mouth. I'm the Justice Department. I'm gonna watch my mouth when you listen to me. I'm gonna watch my mouth when you listen to me. I want them to know something. I told the Justice Department, hey, the car center, watch my mouth. All right, I'm gonna watch my mouth when you listen to me. Okay, I'm gonna behave myself when you listen and you not hanging up in my face. Then I'm gonna behave and watch my mouth. Okay, then I'm gonna behave and watch my mouth from the car center. Then I'm speaking my mind. When you stop hanging up in people's face every damn time. Call center, they want information. Tell them to stop hanging up. And that guy that taunted me on the phone, where he at? Where he at that taunted me? That taunted and laughed on the phone. Where he at? Let's get him. The guy that taunted me, I found out in Atlanta when I called the Atlanta assistant office that I have a caseworker that's working on my case. So imagine each state is working on my case about the call center, and I have to give those time. Look here, we about to go to church, have us a good time. And I'm not out to deal with that stuff, man. I'm not there to put everything in God's hands and just keep moving and keep doing what we're doing. And that is the best thing with that situation. I don't need to go to court with Doug Miller. I don't need to be in court with you. The fight is right here on grounds in my house. And I know Jessica part in this. I know everything part of my part. And I told you my part and I told her part in it. So let me tell you something. forgiveness in the heart is more important. And I learned how to forgive. But once I take care of this situation, we can move forward. Want business handled, we can move forward. And if I see Jessica one day, if I ever decide to see them one day, if not, we just keep it moving. Never know where life takes us, right? We never know where life takes us, right? And I thank her for standing by my side all the way through, even though when we have our differences. So I'm gonna tell the Justice Department, thank her for following me on TikTok. Thank her for following me, even though we have our differences. Thanks for following me and being by my side. That's what matters the most. Even when I wasn't working at Walmart, God see that. I see that vision. But Douglas Miller took it too far, guys. He took it too far. So I can forgive Jessica for that little stuff. That ain't nothing. I can forgive my old manager for that little stuff. That ain't nothing that didn't forgive. I'm moving past it. We go my way. But I had to catch some other burdens, and we are taking care of everything. And we progressing and spending time on ourselves. My man formed the foundation, God said, is to focus on your growth and education. And main thing where I listened to the Walmart employees, one of my friends said, closed mouths don't get fed. And she was talking about how Walmart pay for your school and do all of those things and just education and just having that relationship. You know, one of the things I worked on the clock and people was telling me about my connection and telling me I can't keep it real with the employees because they're not going to want to do the work and you're doing the work. And I thought if I close my mouth and not talk, that's gonna stop my personality. That's gonna stop the way I do stuff on the floor when I'm able to talk to customers and be more open with them and just have that great bind of just me communicating, talking to everybody on the floor. And I didn't want that to happen. I feel like when I was working at Walmart 2996 Xavier and I'm trying to shut my intelligence off and the rest of them. And I didn't want that to happen. And I'm feeling like, hold up. I don't want my personality to be shut off. I don't want those things to be shut off. And when I'm trying to just say good morning, hear how you doing, talk to people, be more active, and just let my personality show more. And I didn't want those things to happen. Or pulling me in the room and just I didn't want those things to happen. So it's like I feel like they didn't want me to keep it real with my customers and they didn't want me to just be more active with everybody. And I hear one of Jessica employees say, you say I ain't friendly with everybody. Like, come on, you're not gonna stop me just from putting my smile on my customer's face when they see them smile when they come in the deli and start seeing those things. You're not gonna start doing those things in those formats. I feel like they tried to shut me off of my personality for me to be traumatized and being open. And I think that was going on, man. And I didn't want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I felt like that, guys. I felt like when I worked with Xavier and they put me in that room, stop talking to people, stop keeping them like don't do that don't do that and I want to be active with my customers and hey how you doing and talk to everybody and just sit up there and just be on the floor. Don't do that, man. Like what you need. And I didn't care if I didn't work in that department. And let me go get my employer. Let me go get somebody in the milk department. I'm gonna go back there and look in that department. One thing I always know my customer, they probably don't have their eye on the full on the product, but also they also they also what that means. They also is looking at the product on the corner of their eye. So if I see my customers and I go in there, let me go get it. And if I don't see nothing in there, an employee got to make numbers about, hold up, let's go. I'm gonna call this in next time you come in. I'm just not gonna go in the back and say I don't have it. Let's talk to my manager about doing all of this and ordering more stuff. And like I thought about those things, you know what I'm saying? Like when I go in the milk department and go get my coworker and I go in those departments. So me just being able to be on that, I came up with another idea. We got on every Walmart interest. We're gonna change the digital background of Walmart. We're gonna start having digital downloads. We're gonna start having when you do it electronics, it's gonna be through two portals to electronics. Music artists is gonna be on a new different page. Music artists is going to be able to make videos and do any on every Walmart interest is going to have a Walmart TV on every super center. But those TVs is going to have every employee. You're just not going to be on your phone. We're going to find a way to direct those TVs in every interest. You walk into Walmart, you would be able to do something big. You will be able to see every CEO when you get out your car to see every CEO. Also, the artist is going to be out there. The artist is going to be on a TV screen and talking about things. The movie production, the movie people is going to be with those things. So these things are going to be so straight where we have music to be able to. We are going to change the digital ground of Walmart. We're going to change the digital ground background. And I just told the Walmart CEOs, I hope they got. We're going to change the digital Walmart platform or Walmart up. But so when you go to electronics, it's going to have videos of artists. We're gonna. It's not going to be the same thing. The music department is going to be whether you sell CDs there and do all of it's going to be different from the just electronics. We're going to change the digital backgrounds up, the layer out, and the Walmart platform out, and we're going to change those things. So, those things are what those things is, where we can make a wonderful change and do those things. So, we are celebrating when business get handled. We can play all nice when business is done. And right now, business is not done. I can't let anybody distract me off with attacking the mission. So, and I want to tell you, and you know what I'm saying. So, when business are taken care of, we can start something. We can think, but this is taken care of, and I think once it all said and done, I'm gonna start interacting. I already told everybody we're gonna start doing what we're doing, and we're gonna start hanging out. We're gonna connect. Right now, I'm gonna be changing my room around to get until I can get a place. We're gonna take this bed. We're gonna get some man. We're gonna try to the Texas. We're gonna talk about what I got for the Texas women baseball league and what we're gonna do. And I want to take my broadcast a little farther than anything. And I talked about this in my other broadcast. We're gonna be getting middle school and high schools, and we're gonna be doing broadcasts with them. And I think even if we have to sit on the games and bring the broadcast to the games of the middle school and get the Texas baseball women to come to the Texas college women, but also we want to see if that you are fans of them And when you see them on their field, Nick Carrera's always blossoming. That LSU volleyball team, that Texas volleyball team. This production is going to be too good, and it's going to create a big impact because we're going to put middle school, high schools in there, and we are going to do so much in those things. And this is going to be what big and powerful. Let me tell you, when I was in Plano Mall, and you're going to be able to see that, I was talking to everybody with their parents. I didn't do nothing without their parents. I didn't do nothing without their parents. So I didn't do nothing without them. So I just think with the Willowbend Mall and Plano, people in Plano say, I don't care about the money. And I said, look, I don't care about that. And I think where those things at where we're going to take different department. And I told the women's college lead, and I hope, God said, I hope they hear my idea. And I just, hey, people can laugh, hey, how you doing? I hope they hear my idea, like what I got and what I said on the Sports Center. And I just hope they hear my ideas. And I just, we all deserve to be heard and not just call out our name in the community and not be called out our name. And I think, we all deserve to be heard. You don't know what I can do. You don't know my mindset. You don't know those things. One police officer, while I said, he gonna say something plain like, I never thought I was dumb. I thought I was smart. That's why you always thought I pushed myself. Yeah, we're gonna have challenges, but I push myself because I know I can do it and push the. So I know these things, and I'm never gonna give up. Now I told the Justice Department, some people become rich because they want to become successful. Other people become rich. This guy said it on YouTube. They want to hide. I come to rich because I want to have a steady income and be able to grow with that income. And my teachers know this was going to be hard. My theater teacher know when I wanted more in theater. She saw something in me when DJ Khaled talked about this in Facebook. She saw something in me, and she reminded me of Miss Gulo and Loomis Smith, high school and character, Hubert Hubert, Junior Sellers. And it remind me, Baby Legend, everything. Remind me of my theater teacher. So I just think that's where we are about to attack this. So, and people not gonna. You gotta watch out for people, man, because they don't give a fuck about what you're going through, and they don't care about. Sorry, Justice Department. Sorry, Justice Department. Sorry, Justice Department. Sorry for cussing. Let me watch my language. Sorry, Joe Biden. Sorry, everybody that I'm cussing. I apologize on my YouTube channel. I apologize for that, and I apologize. So I'm sorry, but sometimes I can't help myself with the words that want to come out of my mouth. I'm sorry, and you know what I'm saying. So see y'all later.